It's MARKPIRES. It's Wednesday, day after the election, for a Real Talk Real Estate 101. We're going to catch up, talk about the real estate market, how it is going to be affected by whatever is going to be the outcome of this election, and also going to get into some opinions. This is a call-in show. My number right there. All you have to do is call. And of course, someone's calling me right now. So give me one moment. I'm going to put something on for you. Didn't want to do this, but I got to grab this call. Give me 1 second here.
This is Felix Robertson. We're live from the studio. We're going to Joe Biden, who's live right now, delivering a passionate message to all of his followers and supporters. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Biden, former vice president.
Look, my Aunt Judy, I spoke to her. She said all the info's coming out about Hunter, the repair shop, crack pipes, hookers.
I'm going to break in.
It's not looking good for my son.
It's not,
look,
but you know what? He's still somehow going to pull this out, it looks like. Wisconsin just went to Sleepy Joe. And again, he's not as sleepy anymore because he's been on adrenochrome for the last couple months. Good for him, because he may actually have stolen this election. By stolen, I mean hoodwinked, because he didn't campaign at all. He hid in his basement the whole time. Found out he's a criminal. Corruption, highest levels. Sold his office off to foreign countries, and he's going to be our president. So it looks like that's the way it may roll here, people. Overnight, the numbers switched a bit, I think. It looks like Wisconsin and Michigan is probably not going to Trump. If that's the case, this is all over. And if that's the case, we're going to just begin calling each other comrade on this show, because we will be straight up as close to communism as possible within a year. It's not even like a question. I've seen all the stuff they've been peddling for the last 10 years. Now they will have the ability to do it, especially with someone like Kamala Chameleon right there in the number 2. Ed Beloy's at the number 3. So look, it is what it is. I said earlier, because I still think it's a funny, I want to almost play this for you guys. I think it's a funny thing. I see so many lefties still say, oh, wait, look, he never would ever even denounce white supremacy. I found a great video on YouTube. You guys should just Google it. It's Trump 22 times, I think, in the 4 years, not only denouncing white supremacy, but like outright, like seriously, passionately denying and denouncing white supremacy and racism. 23 times, like massive KKK, David Duke. Oh, yeah, I denounce. Are you kidding? Yeah, I don't want their votes at all. Like, he says stuff like that. And then all of my friends even will say, he won't even denounce. I'm like, you freaking just watch the video. It's not me doing a face swap of him denouncing. It's him denouncing 22 times, and they still say he won't even denounce. And you know what? The problem is the people on that side that just half of the country just voted, half plus a little bit, just voted for this guy. Are you kidding me? There is a racist. You're about to put him in office. The true racist is about to go into office if this guy wins. It's a funny thing. I love those conversations I had over the last couple of years where I'm like, just show me the content. I'm a guy who uses my eyes and my ears to make a decision. Show me the content. Oh, well, here's the CNN clip. No, I said, show me the clip. I don't want to see some edit job. You guys saw what I did the other day where I created a face swap for you in real time. It looked a whole bit different when you actually see the face swap as opposed to me just talking into the phone and you hear me doing the impression. It's like, oh, okay. But when you see the edit and you hear the Curb Your Enthusiasm music in the background and you see it all come to life, because actually now you see the guy on the camera while you hear my vocal, it all comes together just like a great piece of editing from one of these news networks. And Fox is just the same. They do the same thing to flip on both. Nobody gives it to you straight. This is why this show exists. This is the only thing I know that's just going to be straight up. You're only going to hear the true feelings coming out of the world. And I said to my friend who happens to be a lefty, I said, look, if it winds up going that way, can't change it. What I can do is double down, and you're going to start seeing a whole heck of a lot more Joe Biden show. Oh, look, I'm here in the Oval. The president, he said, Mr. President, can you answer one? He's taking a nap. Just give him 5. Like, yeah, that's where it's going with this. Yeah, that's the other thing. Jerry, how are you? Sonny, how are you? Randy, how are you? Rasta, how are you? Yeah, this will be fought. The problem with fighting this is it's only going to create more tension in this country. This country needs to heal. It's not going to heal from this president. Not going to heal from the last president if Trump is the last president. But it's not going to heal from a president. And I said this from the beginning. We wind up becoming divided from either president. Nobody likes Joe Biden. The people that voted him in don't even like him. I mean, what's there to like? 47 years of doing nothing for this country. Now you're going to all of a sudden make it about America because Donald Trump made it about America and we all called him a racist and a xenophobe. But Joe Biden's not a xenophobe for saying America. Let's build in America. Let's make it about America. Why is it okay for Democrats to say that? But when Trump says it, he's a xenophobe and he's Hitler. And wow, he's just like Hitler because he wants to make it about America. Nationalist. Like what the hell is going on in this world? It's just that hypocrisy just pisses me off, guys. It pisses me off. If you're going to be one way, be that way for everybody. You don't, oh, well, if you're a Democrat, I think differently. Like my favorite was that person going around and telling people, well, what do you think about these quotes from Donald Trump? He is the biggest racist in the world. He should be put to death. Well, what if I told you that those were Joe Biden quotes? Oh, well, you know, he said a lot of silly things over the years, but I'm still going to vote for him. Well, what? The hypocrisy, the doublespeak is unbelievable. Like, so everything is bad if it comes from this guy, but when the other guy says it's great. Oh, Build Back Better. What a great idea. That's Trump's 4-year plan that we've been living. Joe Biden just told you he's going to do what Trump did for 4 years, and you guys were like, this is great. Look at Joe's going to do something. Something was done. Go and look at actually what was accomplished. I told you guys to do this weeks ago. You're about to put this sleep sofa in office, which is why I made the Donald Trump show in the first place. And of course, Trump, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. You did a great job suppressing me because nobody saw him. If they did, nobody would have voted for this freaking moron. Nobody. But you know what? I told you, you can go back and watch just pick a number, episode 9, which is The Great Wall of Trump, which shows you all of the lefties that have told you they want to build walls. And then it shows you Trump, and then it shows you the hypocrisy of how they treat Trump. But when they were like, when these Democrats, when Obama and Biden and Bill Clinton said it, that's great. 36 people saw it. 72 people saw it. Oh, it's episode 14, 12 people. Who the hell knows how many people? But not 1 million, not 500,000, not 30,000, not 5,000, 35, 46. YouTube. Facebook, Mark Zuckerchooch. Last night we did 4 hours. I had 23 views from 3,000 followers, friends on Facebook. You're awesome, Mark Zuckerchooch. So they did exactly what they planned on doing. Suppress anything that makes their candidate look truthful. It makes their candidate look like the bumbling moron that he is. And especially, you know, if you could find someone who's trying to bring people together when we want to divide them, absolutely suppress. So good job, guys. And you know what? It's actually forcing my hand to even do this. I'm going to drop all 31 into one beautiful DVD. It's going to be freaking digital download, the Donald Trump show, so people can see who they really elected for the next 4 years. That's the most beautiful thing about what I created. I created a historical timeline of a freaking bumbling moron, and you just made him president. And you get to see it all afterwards. Those 34 people that saw it, so I was hoping you would realize what you're about to do. You'll see it when this show eventually becomes, and you say, wow, this show existed and I didn't even know? No, you didn't. And it's all there. 31 episodes plus a prequel of a guy who's a creeper, who smells little girls' hair, who's done so many weird things. I don't even know. I can't even explain. And then we find out right before the election that he's taken 10% from a big deal in Ukraine. He gets 50% of every deal he set up for his son. And his son happens to be a drug addict. And he just winds up becoming a multimillionaire. With the countries, not with companies here in the United States. Countries, Ukraine, China, Russia. You guys want to talk about collusion? Crazy thing is, because I'm pretty sure the Democrats are going to hold something else over there, these creepers are going to get away with all of their criminal behavior. And the worst part about it is this entire thing, this 4 years of hatred was divisive, and it was intended for you guys to get the outsider back out before some real damage can happen. Because if that outsider gets 8 years and he actually starts pulling some of those scumbags out of Washington, D.C., you'd really start not seeing by the fake news, National Enquirer, mainstream media. But not going to happen. Not going to happen. These people rule the world. They're evil. Yeah, I said it. Evil. I preach positivity here every day of my life. Those people are evil. The way they destroyed last year, for the last 4 years, over power. Evil. Wouldn't let a guy do his job, eat him down. Good things happen, you talk about the one bad thing. You're all horrible people. I don't know how you live with yourselves because you fooled a nation into believing something that's not true. And now we're right on the cusp of going to straight up communism. I know, no, it's socialism. It's communism. Comrade, welcome to a new world. How long before they knock on your door and say, sign here? This is a great house that you used to own. I said it 3 days ago. This will be a fight afterwards. Whoever loses is going to say, I won, and you will see this thing drag on and on. No matter who wins, we lose. Said that from the beginning. It's true. Both of these guys are bad for this country. Nobody likes either of them. You got half the country hate a guy because of falsehoods. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff there to not like. I don't love everything about the guy at all. I don't like a lot of the things about what he says and how he says it. I like seeing Americans doing well. Evil that all of a sudden we got this guy who's going to try to be president and say that he's going to be about America all of a sudden after 47 years. Oh, after 47 years, you want to be about America after signing NAFTA and doing all other things to abandon our nation? Now, when you have a guy for 4 who made it about America, you got to shift and all of a sudden pretend that you care about America. And we all fell for it, didn't we? Well, again, the royal we, that 50% of this nation plus did not even get the truth. Because I don't care who you are. If you actually saw the truth, you would not have voted for that man. There's no way. And then when I see people say, if you voted for Trump, then you are a horrible human being. You're evil. Well, you just drank the Kool-Aid, and you just swallowed every pill they gave you for 4 years because that comment tells me that you're ignorant. Yes, you are ignorant. By making a judgment on a man that's the sitting president of the United States based on fake news that you watch, instead of doing the research, instead of typing in the words, Donald Trump's presidential accomplishments. How hard is that to do for an educated person? To type in the accomplishments of a president of the United States and then say something afterwards when you're actually reading it. These are not Donald Trump's accomplishments. These are Ronald Reagan's accomplishments. These are Jimmy Carter, whoever. But don't say the words Donald Trump because you obviously have a major issue with that name and that person and that individual who's the sitting president of the United States. Not my president. Oh, really? Yeah, thanks. Really appreciate that. The female Patton Oswalt strikes again. That's freaking Pat. I may even be Patton Oswalt. I keep saying the female. That may be Patton Oswalt in the street in 2016. Not my president. All right, Patton. Easy does it. We get it. All right. You think I'm doing it right now, I guess. Not my president. I told you, if it winds up being this guy wins, that's my sleep sofa. Look, I'm going to go out. I'm going to say, did you see my new sleep sofa? Yeah, it came all lumpy. And it's smells like a dog peed on it or something. I know. Yeah, no, it's a sleep sofa Joe. You can't expect a new sleep sofa Joe. No, it's going to be old and lumpy. Yeah, it's going to smell like an old 76 Thunderbird. Yeah, especially after granola was left in the back seat and yogurt. Yeah, no good. That's definitely not. That sleeper pooper pants, you made him president. YouTube, you're so good at suppressing good content because you suck. Yeah, that's good. I'm proud of you. Oh, Chris, I'm praying. I'll tell you what, then what I just did here is a rant about nothing. But when I heard Wisconsin, we lost Wisconsin, I want to say we. Like I said, this nation we're fighting for is America. We're fighting for America right now. We're not fighting for the soul of America. We're fighting for America. For the existence of America. You had a group walking through the streets yesterday in Minneapolis that said, America is dead. America is done. This is what they want. And you guys, you want to usher it in? You got one guy who's talking about law and order and the Constitution and protecting American values. And then you got another one that's supporting violence on the streets, doesn't say a word about Antifa, pretends it's white ring supremacists. And then, of course, this guy doesn't ever, he never condone, he never, what's the word? I can't even think of it. Condones. Condones is the when he says he likes it. He does not like white supremacy. He doesn't even want their votes, okay? But they'll keep saying whatever they need to say in order to get you riled up. Even when you could look at a video of 22 occurrences where he said, I disavow. That's what it is, a disavow. I disavow. Are you kidding me? I don't even want his freaking vote. Wages is with me. Hey, buddy, Trump won't concede. We now have Republicans saying Trump has no right to call voting a fraud. Well, guys, I think the funny thing to me, and this always will be funny, is when people say that voting's not a fraud, that it can't be a fraud. No, there's been no proof ever of it being a fraud. Okay, Democrats. Well then, Democrats, let me ask you a question why one of your biggest Democrats said this.
It's Hammerl and Jameson. We head to the studio live with Donald Trump for episode 18 of The Donald Trump Show. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me on episode 18 of The Donald Trump Show. Tonight we're going to talk about Nadler. You know, he's basically trying to say there's no such thing as Antifa. He also is pushing the voting by mail. So I thought it'd be an old piece of footage I just came across.
It's a very tempting point. I just, as a very experienced practical politician from New York.
Well, I'm from New York too, Nibbly Nadler.
I feel constrained to observe that in my experience in New York, paper ballots are extremely susceptible to fraud.
Really? That's not what all of your cohorts are saying. Jerry, they're saying that it will be safe. Everybody can vote by mail. They'll be able to vote for Biden. And whether they're alive or not, their vote will be counted.
Paper ballots are extremely susceptible to fraud. Extremely susceptible to fraud. Fraud.
Of course, you know that's just some trick photography there, but we wanted to make sure you understand the point. Nadler believes that paper ballots are extremely susceptible to fraud.
And at least with the old clunky voting machines that we have in New York, the deliberate fraud is way down.
Look, Nadler and I are in agreement on this one. The deliberate fraud is down when you use a machine. So what are we even talking about here? I don't even understand why everyone's fighting me. Oh, that's right, it's because Trump said it.
Compared to paper, when the machines break down and they vote on paper, we've had real problems.
He said it right there. When the machines break down and they use paper, they've had real problems. This is 2004, people. It's not like it's been 50 years and all of a sudden we're doing better. We're doing worse, actually.
So there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. I'm simply observing that as a problem. There's got to be a way of getting the best of our methodologies.
So, Nadler, when did you stop speaking so practically?
In fact, the MIT studies have shown that hand-counted paper ballots are among the most reliable.
Ooh, you've got a fighter there, Nadler.
And at least if there's a miscount, you can discover it. You can't discover miscounts with these
then
machines.
Maybe optical scan with paper. I want a paper trail. I want paper somewhere. But pure paper with no machines, I can show you experience which would make your head spin.
Back then, he could show you experience, make your head spin, but now they're like, hey, let's vote by mail. It's fine. There's no fraud. It's totally fine. We should just do it. Coronavirus, Moronavirus.
What's happening in Portland right now? That's a myth.
Wait, what's happening in Portland is a myth? I gotta hear more of this one.
that's being spread only in Washington, D.C.
Oh, my goodness. It's a myth spread only in Washington, D.C. Holy cow. Tell us more about this myth, Nat Liar.
About Antifa in Portland? Yes.
Sir, there's videos everywhere online. There's fires and riots. They're throwing fireworks at federal officers. DHS is there.
Nadler the numbskull. Look, he probably thinks that they're shooting a motion picture film right now, and it's all a myth. Could be, maybe. You ever seen Argo?
Look online. It gets crazy, Mr. Nadler.
Jerry Nadler, living in denial, really. You can't save a soul like Jerry Nadler. He's a bad guy. Oh, yeah, look, we can't have paper ballots because they're bad news. There's fraud. But then as soon as his candidate is going to get demolished in the square by Donald J. Trump, oh, look, we should have some paper ballots. They're fine. There's no problems. Trump's crazy. Jerry No Good Nadler, really. Look, I'll see you tomorrow in the next Donald Trump show. Have a good night.
Wages, you think that the National Guard is ready to go? All over the place? I mean, I guess they're always prepared. Here's the thing that scares me most, guys. My theory comes along with multiple other side theories. The one I told you about the other day where they're pushing us, as many of us, down before the AI revolution, where we have too many bodies to handle the amount of work on this planet. Another side theory is that when this transformation or takeover takes place, which again could be in the form of a civil war, where you have martial law, National Guard in the streets, active military, and China, Russia, whoever the heck just comes right on in and takes over America. Now, you guys think that that's impossible, but what's to stop that from happening? You tell me. Oh, well, we have what do you have? Everybody's spread out around this massive country trying to put out fires while they stroll in with their military force and their coup, whatever, and they take over. And now you're living in a place that used to be called America. And you're there. And think about this for 1 second, guys. Just imagine for 1 second, you're here today and tomorrow this is no longer America. It's something else. And you think this is far-fetched. Oh, Mark, you're crazy. No, this is real. This is happening right now in this moment. And whether or not you want to face it, it's up to you. You need to be smart in this situation. Don't go out and grab arms. Don't go out there and fight. Let it happen in the courts if there's going to be a court situation. And do not take the carrot. What they want to do is get us out of our homes, at each other's throats. They want us to kill each other. They want as many of us to kill each other as possible. Again, this is all about removing as many bodies from this planet as possible before the AI revolution. And it could be in the next 2 years that this thing is right in our face, where mostly everything's automated and you don't have a job. But if this is real, then they can come in here and take over this amazing country of ours. And it only would require us to start hating each other enough to fight each other. And then for a force to come in and just, while we're weak, because I don't know if you've been paying attention on this program at all, but I said the reason I want us to come together is because that's when we're strongest. When they divide us, we are weak. If they divide our nation to the point that we have martial law and there are soldiers in the streets, how do you expect our government to be safe? How do you expect our country to be safe from outside forces? We can't even protect ourselves. We need peace. It has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with us. And when you take the bait, like we've all been taking the bait, and again, the royal we, you start believing the lie. And this lie is so ugly. And when you start looking through it and seeing the truth, That's why I always said in 30 years is when you'll see the truth. You won't see it. You may be a person on the outside that says, I hate this, I hate that. And in 30 years, when the truth unveils itself to you because you actually take the time to look, you actually have an interest to find the truth, what you'll see is that you were deceived. They deceive us all. You guys think the news is there to tell you what's going on? The news is there to tell you what they want you to be doing, what they want you to focus in on. Someone said this is a dress rehearsal this entire year. Think about that. How much control do we have over these people? Let's drop this thing out. We'll do like a 99.86% survival rate. And let's see how bad we can make it seem to these people. We know it's bad. Do you guys realize that there could have been 50 deaths on coronavirus? 50. But if the media went out there and talked about them the way they talked about all the stuff they did on a daily basis, we would still be shut down. It's all media driven. Not that it's not dangerous, not that it's not real. It is. It was delivered by China. It's the Wuhan, and it's here to stay. And vaccines are not going to stop it. And I had Dr. Fleming on here for weeks. It's the thrombosis killing people, not the COVID-19, okay? It's the thrombosis. You need to treat the symptoms. People aren't doing that. They're still trying to cure the... There's no cure, guys. How do you cure? Do you have a cure for the flu? No, you don't. When you get the flu shot, does that mean you don't get the flu? Wow, you know what? We got rid of the flu because everybody got the flu shot. So why aren't we talking about that narrative? They say that once everybody gets once everybody gets vaccined, whatever the hell, then we can go out and start living again because the virus will disappear. I got to spell out words, guys. I have to spell out words here on the tube because they censor anybody who says things like that. Yeah, you can't even say that. This is the world we live in now. No free speech. I have to spell words in real time because I don't want them to block my program or start dropping frames on me. It's pathetic. 2020 should be the time we should be able to scream on a mountaintop how we're feeling, especially when the anger that's running through all of us. Yeah, I truly believed I was doing the work of this universe by creating this Donald Trump show to show you guys what I learned about this man. Not about Trump. Trump I never thought was I never was like, Jesus Christ just came and he's in the form of the guy in the Oval Office who's got a really cool hair comb over. No. I said I've got a businessman finally. I voted for Romney last time because I was like, we got a businessman finally. Obama destroyed my wallet. That's when I got into the real estate business. I got into the real estate business when Obama got into office. That guy took so much money out of my pocket. So much money out of my pocket. I can't even tell you how much money these freaking jerks stole from me every year. And I worked 358 days a year. They're taking all that money from me and then giving it away to people who don't even work. They're just so I could buy cell phones. Are you kidding me? The idea that they were just giving to people who don't want to make an effort and taking from hardworking individuals who are killing themselves, and then at the end of the year, you're at the same exact position as those other people, pisses me off. I earned that. My wife gets mad at me when I do this, but I get so pissed off when it comes to my income, my taxes, because I work almost every freaking day. And then I got to give them all that money when I did all the work. They did crap except let me live under the sunlight in this country here, which, by the way, is about to turn to potentially straight up comrade communism. Remember, Castro. Do you think Castro came into Cuba and was like, hey guys, check out this thing called capitalism. Oh God, look at their capitalism. No, he came in talking about socialism. Free schools, free college, free healthcare. Socialism. No, communism. It wasn't long before he sent the militaries into the streets, his own military, to kill off everybody and to instill his government as a communist island or whatever that freak you want to call it. It's a crazy, crazy world we're living in. And when you can't see the truth because they're so good at putting up an image that looks appealing to your eye. Oh, I said something yesterday joking, but I swear this is true. Tell me if you guys believe this. I haven't seen any new movies. I haven't seen any scripts. Why not? Because all of these writers are working for CNN. They're working for MSNBC. They're working for all of these fake news, National Enquirer, mainstream media channels that have been painting a narrative for us for the last year, for the last 4 years, really. They have, I guarantee you, they have Hollywood writers. Guys, we need something that's going to get them to do this, and we need to make sure they don't vote for this guy. Oh, okay, let's just manufacture this and let's manufacture that. Guaranteed you find that out at some point. Wade just says, yep, recount needs to happen and Trump needs to go to Supreme Court on other late voting, which will give him time to do that if recount happens. That's true. Troost, how are you, buddy? Paul, how you doing? Yeah, we don't know who won yet, bud. I'm here just basically venting at the fact that I was suppressed when I created this Donald Trump show and nobody had a chance to see the true Joe Biden. And I still get messages from people that are like, the vitriol for Donald Trump on fake stuff is just baffling. Oh, he's Hitler. I hate him. He's Hitler. I'm like, wow, he's Hitler? Really? I didn't know that that's what Hitler did too, is that he released to 97% of black people when he only got 4% of the vote. I didn't realize that. Yeah. I didn't realize that creating opportunity centers in the city, $250 billion to the ticket of $250 billion. I didn't realize what a racist thing to do. Such a racist thing. You know, you can call people whatever the heck you want. I've learned that in 2020. The thing is, do you have anything to back yourself up? And what I realized is that the left has nothing to back themselves up. They just speak crap and they just get angry. And then when you actually find some real dirt on the presidential candidate of the United States, Tara Reade, Hunter Biden's laptop, which Hunter Biden brought to a repair shop and forgot to pick up because he's a crackhead. And the guy constantly tried to reach him and get in touch with him, couldn't. So he delivers it to the FBI. The FBI holds on to this thing for a year, doesn't do a thing. The FBI allows the sitting president of the United States to be impeached while they have information that proves he did not collude with Russia, but Joe Biden did. Hunter Biden did through Joe Biden. That they let sit there. But they're also the ones who say there's no proof of voting fraud. Do you guys believe anything that they say? Tell me why you would believe anything that they say when you know for a fact that they spied on this president that's sitting president of the United States was spied on by the FBI. Right? Is that true? They changed a document to say that they changed one word in a document that basically got Donald Trump impeached. That if that word was in there, none of it ever would have happened. And they knew it, and they did it knowingly in order to create what they did for 3 years, to get you to hate this guy so you would not put him in for 4 more years. You guys don't see any of it? What is going on? How do you not understand when Patton Oswalt, I'm going to just say it straight up, Patton Oswalt, when Patton Oswalt's in the street going, not my president. Yeah, Patton, we know. We heard you, okay? But it is your president. And I told you, if a sleeper winds up becoming the president today, tomorrow, the next day, hey, look, that's my Joey Futon. That's my Joey Futon. And by the way, I already said this earlier in case you miss it. The Joe Biden show goes to freaking 100,000. Okay. If we get Sleeper for 4 years, you better be sure that every single day you're going to see a new Joe Biden show episode. Hey, look, huh? What? Look, I told you he'd fall asleep. He's a crapper. Did he crap his bed, Jill? What are you doing? You're supposed to wipe him before he sits in the chair at the Oval, Jill. You don't want it to splatter all over his diaper. Anyway, it's going to be a Donald Trump / Joe Biden show anyway. It's going to be like, I'm going to find video of Trump sitting there with his gut out and on an island with like a drink in his hand. And that's going to be the everyday Donald Trump show, ripping apart every freaking thing the Sleep Sofa does. Oh, look, did you see? His Aunt Judy is in the background, but she didn't push him. Kamala did. Frank, how are you, buddy? Yeah, guys, there's so much here to uncover that no one unwrapped because the guy hung out in his basement for the entire election cycle. And again, does anybody not remember all the silly things he said at the very beginning? Like, where the heck are we? I got to play George Rochot's favorite bit because I realized when I played it the other day, when he says this thing about the math, he's mental when it comes to math. And this is really a real estate show right now, but because I do need to get into more real estate clients. So let me just give one quick plug. Guys, if you need to buy or sell real estate, send your leads to me, okay? I work at a very high level when it comes to real estate, just like I do on the Real Talk Show. I provide added value. I was the first guy to buy a drone. My listing agents get free aerial photography. Once a month, they go out and shoot new aerial photography. I show my properties. So I'm there when people walk through to answer any questions, to give them a quick run through and explain all the detail. And then I renovated and built homes for 13 years. So if someone wants to do work, the added value of hiring me, the Real Talk team, is when you're looking at a home that needs work, you don't need to call in a contractor to figure out what it's going to cost. We do it in real time. Need to do a kitchen? Okay, there's the value. You want to put in a Sub-Zero? Okay, I understand all this because I've done it. We add 15% because I haven't done it in 13 years. But the work is the work is the work, okay? And the added value here is construction advice, drone aerial photography, a guy who shows it, who's passionate about what he does, and wants to help the world one person at a time. And if that's something that sounds good to you, send your leads to me. And no matter where you are in this world, I can help. I can help you find the right agent. That's the other thing. My referral business is what I want to take to a new level. And if the Real Talk family can help me with that, then you will see me live all the time here, because then this will be my living. My living will be coming here, joining you, finding new real estate agents for you guys all over the country. And there is an agent that kills it every year. I work in Connecticut and New York, Connecticut and New York. But I can help you anywhere. There's an agent in the town next to me that every single month, this is my old firm, every single month, she was like number 2, number 1, number 2, number 1. I never saw her in the office. I'd see her face on this. I'm like, who is this lady? My old manager said, all she does is refer business. And she was number 1, number 2 every single month. All she did is refer people to California, to New Mexico, to Birmingham, all over. People would just send them their lead. Hey, you know what? I heard down the street, my friend wants to move, and I told her that I wanted to give you the opportunity to find them. Here's how it works. You're going to interview someone anyway. You're going to interview 2 or 3 people anyway. Let me find the 3rd or the 4th. Let me find one more person for you to interview at the same time. And if you like them, use them. If you don't, then you don't use them. But if you use them, you don't pay anything. It's a free service to you. They pay me. We do this every day. The referral thing is how we make our living. Like when someone calls me with a new piece of business and says, hey, I have a referral for you. I'm like, I can't wait to pay you. Because I have a new piece of business now. You understand? So it's the way real estate works. So my goal and my dream when I started the MARKPIRES Real Talk team was that I would be providing value for this country, for this whole world, really, but not just with what we're doing, but on the real estate side. Whenever you need anything real estate related, questions, you need to buy something, sell something, just reach out and allow me to find an agent for you, please. And if you do that, that agent pays me, and it would be huge because then, like I said, if I can do enough of those, I wouldn't have to work every single day for 8 to 10 hours every day focused on real estate. I could spend that 8 to 10 hours creating content for the Real Talk family. And that's where honestly, guys, I love making these bits for you. I love making face swaps for you. I love doing Hammerlin. I love being on the air with you. The only way I can do that is if I can support my family. And I can only do that through referrals. I realize that's the only way it's going to work. So if you live in Mexico, I can help you, I think. I'm not sure who's in Mexico from Berkshire Hathaway, but I'll figure it out. But if you're in New Mexico, I could definitely help. Florida. Right now, Sig is helping. He's got a few properties he's sending my way, people that are going to be selling, and he's doing his best to try to get me a lead. I keep thinking, I can't wait for the first Real Talk family member to be like, hey, I got my good friend wants to buy a house. Can you help me get an agent? Yes. When that happens and that person buys something, that's going to be the biggest story. I'm going to do a Real Talk on that. Like my first referral from the family. And there'll be huge deals too. Like that's the thing too. Like I am so appreciative of new business. If you send me something, I'm going to make a big deal out of it to the whole world. I hope you don't mind. But I am so thankful of each and every one of you, first of all. But then on top of that, for being thought of when it comes to my real estate business. Absolutely same thing. Extremely, extremely thankful. Occam's razor, how are you, my friend? Yeah. Do you know what? That was the thing. I wanted to have these 4 to see a swamp drained. That's what I want to see. I want to see a poison going down the drain, and I want to see her stick around and be like, Donald, oh, save me. Oh, I'm sorry, poison. We're not taking any more poison here. No. We're actually draining the poison from the swamp. Why are you still dropping my frames? What's the dealio? What's the dealio? It's when they heard me doing TRUMP again. That's what it is. Guys, they go after you. Whenever you say certain things, whenever you do certain things. Occam's, I just want one house. I could help you, buddy. Just let me know. Trump still has Moabs to launch on Biden. I don't know, Aurora. I mean, what else is there? Nobody even... How come nobody was actually investigating this guy? Why didn't anybody look into this from the FBI? That should be the biggest question right now. How they let this laptop, this information sit there knowing what it was, and they were about to impeach, and they would have if they had the Senate. They would have impeached the president and removed him from office. 3 weeks ago, Pelosi tried to do the same thing on the 25th Amendment garbage. Guys, the fear of this guy getting 4 more years is the reason why you were hit with 4 years of hate. You were hit with 4 years of lies. Do you guys understand? This is how it all works, okay? Right here. This is exactly how it works and why you were duped. And I wish you saw this. I tried to play it enough.
It's Hammerl and Jameson live from the studio with episode 3 of the Donald Trump Show. Nancy Pelosi. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald J. Trump. I want to thank you for joining me on episode 3 of the Donald J. Trump Show. Today, we talk about poison. That's right. Don't drink the poison. It's going to kill many people more than coronavirus. Yeah, poison. That's right. Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, I'm sorry. Some people don't know that we do call her poison. Let's take a look at this clip here. I want you to hear what she has to say.
You demonize, and then we call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, you call it the wrap-up smear.
Let's be honest, Nancy, you know nothing about politics. And wrap-up smear? Really? That's what you've been doing to me? Sounds like something you got from your OBGYN. But whatever.
You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it.
I'm sorry, Nancy, can you say that one more time? What was that?
You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it.
Look, she's creating fake news. She told the reporters, you create a story. Let's get back to this clip.
And then you write it.
Can you freaking believe this?
Unless they see it's reported in the press that this, and this, so they have that validation that the press reported the smear.
You write the story after we report the falsehoods, and it becomes a validated story by the news, by you, the fake news garbage.
It's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report.
Also, when she says merchandising it, who is she, Mel Brooks from Spaceballs? Spaceballs the flamethrower. Yeah, okay, poison, whatever.
Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. It's a tactic. And it's self-evident.
You see there, she says it's self-evident because we've been doing it to Trump since he came down the escalator. Well, I have to tell you that I'm happy that I found out about this poison. Now I could put all of my efforts towards taking you down to Chinatown. That's right. We will drain poison and Schumer from the swamp.
So guys, that is exactly what happens if you get a good understanding now. So they create a false narrative, and then they get the media, the fake news, National Enquirer, right-wing, not right-wing, left-wing media, to create a story based on a Hollywood writer. I guarantee you they got Hollywood writers involved somehow in this, okay? Arizona Raven, how are you? Good to see you. Gypsy's in the house. And Deb from Above Debbie, how are you? Deb says, good. Can't wait for all those indicted to be served and for all the swamp to be drained. Americans will be so surprised at all the bad guys. Is there a list of who's been indicted? Because I haven't even seen this. I would love to put it up right now. Wow. Harris has been in protected custody. Interesting. There's a lot going on. Candace, how are you? Rick, how you doing? Good to see you guys. So awesome that you're joining me in a midday show. I wanted to come on midday with you to just get back on. We got disconnected at the end of the show last night, right while we were in the middle of a Sleepy Joe bit. How crazy is that? Oh, Cricket, thank you so much. Yeah, we do need some laughs. You know what? I came on here to talk to you guys about real estate, but you guys know I'm a real estate agent. Keep me in mind. This is a call-in show, guys. If anybody wants to call in and they want to chat about anything that's going on, just to express themselves. I do have the kids upstairs, so we got to, follow the real talk method if you can, so we keep it clean. But it's a very interesting time we're living through, and I think if anybody needs to talk it out, we're going to do that tonight as well. When I come back, we're gonna chat. I think we have to be open to the fact that we could very well be communist. Don't be open to that. I'm just kidding. But there's a real possibility that this world changes significantly. Okay. And I'm still blown away that nobody found out the truth, or they just didn't care. That's the thing that baffled me. Some people, when you would tell them about this whole Hunter Biden stuff, and like, it doesn't bother you that you're going to put someone in the Oval Office that is paid for, and he's already, he owes China, he owes Russia, he owes Ukraine. His son, crackhead. My big thing I'd say to people is just change the name Hunter Biden to, let's just say Eric Trump. Donald, if you put Don in there, it just sounds too much like Donald. So Eric Trump. You change the name to Eric Trump. Eric Trump goes with President Donald Trump to Chatta, meets with President Xi, and 10 days later, Eric Trump comes down with $1.5 billion in securities to manage. Number one. Number two, heads to Ukraine, becomes a board member on a gas company, never goes, never does anything. They're just, it's like on paper as a board member, crackhead, and $183,000 a month. I think it was $83,000 or $183,000, one or the other. It's a lot more money than any of us have seen. A lot of us have seen, okay? Per month, people, okay? To be a crackhead. Okay, that's all he was. They were like, here, we're just paying you to be a crackhead. We need your name. Like, I would have called myself Gunther Biden. Hey, this is Gunther Biden. Can I just get a job with Burisma? Look, I'm not a crackhead, but you could use the name Gunther. I'm going to Gunther Biden. Look, seriously, if you want to put the Biden name on Burisma, just tell him Gunther, good old Gunther. Oh my goodness, guys, if Joe Biden gets in, I'm creating a new son named Gunther. Freaking Gunther Biden. You gotta be kidding me, Gunther Biden. Dad, it's Gunther. What? Hold on. Hold on, guys. We're leaving the Real Talk Real Estate show, I guess. Hold on, I got a bit here. It's coming. Hold on. Let's try this. Maybe we can make a little funny out of this. Ready? Dad, it's Gunther. Look, I got a job offer from a company they're called Burisma. Yeah, look, all they want me to do is put my name on it. What do you think? Okay. That's cool. 10%, no problem. No, I could do that. No, that's cool, Pop. All right, look, I'm going to do that now. I got to get my crack fix. All right, yeah, I'll see you later. All right, that's done. Hold on one second. Guys, we're doing a little bit right now. Hold on a second. Here we go. Who the hell is this guy? What the hell is wrong with this guy? Real talk. I don't know what the hell I'm watching. What the hell is he watching? This is my Christopher Walken wig originally when I didn't know how to do face swaps. I said, wow, guys, you come down. Christopher Walken. You can't be on the Real Talk program. One election, maybe Trump, maybe Biden. You're biding your time until they come up with an answer. Oh, I'm gonna be in a film, but there's no more writers. They're all working for CNN. Well, CNN is a company. It's called the Communist News Network. You can tune in anytime. Look, they're talking about Biden. You gotta tell them. Say, wow,
You hear the kids, they're upstairs. True says try to sell a home like that. It's funny, I do walkthroughs called the Christopher Walken walkthrough. And I don't wear the wig, but I'm like, wow, guys, check out the stainless steel. I should put the wig on, though. I mean, that just makes the show, right? I mean, I should be actually walking. I'll be like, guys, today we're walking through a 1929 Colonial. Whoa, Center Hall. You take a right into this big room. Over here, look, it's a library. Most of the time you spend not in the library, in the kitchen. Check it out, Sub-Zero. It's good. I really like the Sub-Zero from a movie. It's called The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'll tell you that I'm losing it a little, guys. I mean, I know I was up late, but I couldn't find Running Man. Really? Took me a little time to remember Running Man and Richard Dawson. Who remembers Richard Dawson? Oh, show me good money. Richard Dawson was crazy. That guy was actually awesome in that movie. Anyway, okay, look, let's get back to the bit here. Hi, Gunther. What's going on? What? Burisma? What is that? Sounds like a cracker. What? Are you working for a cracker company? Oh, no, go for it. Just remember, you owe me 10% off the top for the big guy. All right, Gunther, I love you. I'll see you later, son. Now the bit, 2 pieces we have to put together. I'm an idiot. Oh, I'm an idiot. Let's see what happens. I'm going to play you a bit and we'll create something here and then we'll see how it goes. Sleepy Joe, sleepy poopy, that's his son Gunther Biden. Gunther Biden. Woo! Oh, I created a new character, a new son for Joe. Sleepy. If he's president, he now has a new son. His name is Gunther Biden. People can't find Hunter, but I'll find the Gunther. Well, we wanted to interview Hunter. No, I'm sorry. Did you say you wanted to interview Gunther? Yeah, no, I'm right here. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. Is this CBS, NBC, CNN? Hold on, ready? This is Gunther. I gotta say I'm Hunter. Gunther. This is Gunther. Oh, hi, Hunter Biden. This is John Smith from CNN. We just wanted to ask you a few questions. Shoot. Okay, yeah, Hunter, I just want to say, no, it's Hunter. Yeah, I know, Hunter. Like, could you just tell us, what are you doing right now? Did you smoke crack? And then, yeah, of course I did. Oh, that's great. Truce is asking me to play music now. Now you're asking me to play music at 1:30 in the afternoon? Oh, jeez, you're out of your mind. Gunther. Where's Gunther? Where's Gunther? Cricket said, where's Gunther? I love it. Oh, my goodness. Cricket, you're awesome. I'll tell you what, Gunther is going to be, it's going to be the Where's Gunther show. Or we have to come up with something funny like the Gunther minute. Ooh, there's going to be a Gunther minute every day or something. Just going to be a message from Gunther, a message from Sleep. Look, guys, do you understand? This is what I tried to explain. And I think Wages knows, Gypsy knows, anybody who's been tuning in knows this. Raven knows this. Like, once this is me, when Real Talk is all I'm doing, the amount of content that you're going to see on a daily basis is going to blow your mind. I'm going to just be dropping so much stuff. And you're going to see Gunther Biden bits. You're going to see the Joe Biden show. You're going to see the Donald Trump show. You're going to see Christopher Walken pop in for something. Al Pacino. I mean, my mind, when it can be open to just creating for you, and that's my job, you just have no idea what's going to happen. Because look what I'm doing now when I have no time. I spend most of my time broadcasting with you for 4 to 6 hours, but then I'm creating these face swaps before, and I don't have the time to do it. And they're pretty good. I don't think they're great because I don't write anything. If I actually had writers helping me out in order to create some content, this could really go somewhere. Or if I actually had an hour extra in order to, instead of doing one improv and going with it, do it 3 or 4 times and then pick the best one. Sometimes when I do that, you can tell because it's like, whoa. Or you could see I've added in because I'm actually rolling in some ideas, you know. Sometimes I don't have the time. I just do a once through. Okay, whatever I said works. That's the Donald Trump clip for the day. And they work. They're good. But like I said, the more time I could spend on this, the more content you're going to see. I can't wait for that. Egg says, I think we went far
went too far with Trump. I feel so sorry for the last 4 years of what we have done. It's so true, Egg. The world treated this guy horribly, and he's not a bad guy. Like, I think his intention was to see this country do well, every single one of us. And nobody ever let that message out. When the world delivers a message for you and it's a false message, that message starts to become the message. And what happened here is the true message of this president was never released to the public. I think Fox News tried to see if they can get some of it out, but the true message was never released to the public. You need to search for it yourself. And when you did find it, you were like, holy cow, that exists? There's a president that says that wants to do that for this country? But you'd never see those messages. You'd have to go to, nobody goes to Fox News. Like the people that needed to be swayed in this election don't watch the one news channel that would tell you the truth and tell you what's going on. That's our biggest flaw as a nation, is we believe what we're told. And the people that needed to hear and needed to see the Donald Trump show that I created, the 31 episodes, never saw it. In fact, nobody ever saw any of them, not for left or right. YouTube did an amazing job on that part. Good job, YouTube. And Zucker Chooch. And I'm not the only, this is a crazy thing. I'm one of millions of people that they did this to. I make a big deal out of it because I've been live for 675 days in a row, and finally I've got 24 people kicking it with me, and we're doing a midday show, and that's like awesome. But for 600 plus days, to be sitting there in a hole, it kind of sucks. I didn't let it bother me because the messages were more important to me than like anything else. But when you realize that the messages you were leaving needed to be heard now, the messages, the Donald Trump show, all of those face swaps I did that were pointing out the hypocrisy of what was going on needed to be heard now, and they knowingly and wantingly suppressed it. Today I'll tell you guys something. I got in touch with YouTube today. You want to know why? Every day when I finish my show and I go to save it, I click the monetization thing so it monetizes, because this is how I want to make a living. And so I click it to monetize, and every single day, I get a yellow thing that says limited ads. Request a review, a manual review. Every single day since I started being monetized, I say, yes, request a manual review. Every single time it comes back with we found that your program is safe for all advertisers. But now I've lost 3-4 days of that advertiser possibility while they did that to me. And I realized because I'm live every single day, every show doesn't really have that much like of a length. Like by 9-10 hours after that 6-hour show I did, I'm doing another 6, so like there's always rolling live content. It's hard to get people to see that show that they made me yellow on. So I'm just like, hey, why is this like this? Because let me tell you what happened just about a week ago. I get a notification. They're like, hey, we have a new system. We're going to trust you. We're going to trust you. Just answer these 5 questions. And if you say that you don't have vulgarity, there is no profanity, there is no bullying, and nothing that's going to hurt, like incense anybody, just click the button here and we're good to go. And we'll give you a clear, but if we find that somebody has a problem with your content, then we're going to go. So it's just this weird thing that now they're going to trust creators. They're going to give them a green. And if they prove wrong, they'll give them a yellow, and then possibly a red, which is not monetizable. Okay? Here's the weird thing for my channel. Every single live, since this has been a thing, I click the 5 boxes that say none of anything. There's no profanity. This is the cleanest show. And I push it through, and no matter what, no fail, yellow every single time. So I simply said to the lady today, if you guys are saying in your notification to everybody, we're going to give creators a green. We're going to trust you and give you a green until you prove us wrong. Why, when I push through, do I get a yellow every time, first of all? And secondly, when you look into the data and you see 100% of the time when you do a manual review of my channel, I get a green. Why is the algorithm still pushing me a yellow on every single live video? And she goes, oh, well, I think maybe it's because your titles are insensitive. Maybe your titles are incensing the algorithm to put it into yellow territory. So I took, just for an example, I said, okay, I want to show you because every day it does this. My real estate segments, just for example, my real estate segment said Real Estate 101, Real Talk Real Estate 101, which was the value of adding improvements. Call-in questions, dates 670 in a row. Tell me what about that would make an advertiser uneasy? Oh, Real Talk Real Estate 101, value adding improvements. Let's make sure we put that one into yellow. So I said, okay, here's one. Here's another one. Just so you know, my actual show. This is what I've been saying lately on my actual show. Day 670 in a row, beat seat music, face swaps, and positivity. Real Talk Family Gathering. I said, wow, what an insensitive title right there. I could see why they gave me a yellow right off the bat on that one, because I said something like, let's start some sort of rioting type of situation in the streets. Like what? No, this is day 670 in a row. Beat seat music, face swaps, and positivity. Maybe the positivity is what gave me a yellow. Not all advertisers like positivity. Whatever it was. So every day, if I'm getting a yellow, that means there's something wrong with my channel. And I said, I just want to point something out to you. I've been live for, today will be 675 days in a row. And I've been suppressed since day one. And I said, let me tell you why I know for certain that I have been. Because you guys told us all as creators that you're going to allow us to tell you whether or not we are within the level of being for all advertisers. And when I say, yes, I'm within those ranges, you still hit me with a yellow every single time, even when I do a 30-minute real estate segment. So the only thing that tells me is that you guys have my channel on some weird list. And she just kind of was like a couple minutes go by and she goes, look, I've elevated this to a higher team. And I said, I'd like you to do one thing. I sent her the clip from the other day about me failing. I'll fail a million times for you guys. If I could find something like magical, something amazing that will change our moment, I'm going to go for it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I'm going to give it everything I got in order to help us find a new level. And I sent that. I said, just do me a favor, spend the next minute and 34 and just see what I'm about and question why I've been suppressed since day one. And she got back. She goes, look, I saw it. She goes, I appreciate all your, she goes, you're doing good work. Keep it up. Don't know if that means anything, guys, but the point is I am absolutely on some weird list. If they tell all the creators, we're going to give you a green, just if you do something wrong, we're going to kick you down to a yellow. I'm still getting yellows and I've never been a yellow. Every time they give me that yellow, they review me and they're like, yeah, this is a clean show. We can give it to all advertisers. So I got 100% rating when it comes to being manually reviewed. Yet when I manually review myself and I say, we're good here, they still give me that yellow time and time again. Like today, this maybe will, because I said something about the real battle begins just as predicted. That could be anything. Real Estate 101 though. I mean, again, this is not inflammatory stuff where we're like down with the monuments in the city of blah, blah. You know what I mean? None of this stuff is about creating anything except for an experience for us to interact, you know? Yeah, you know what, Fatty? I just can't stand the fact that all of my work I thought would have done something to get people in the know about this creeper, this sleeper, and the straight up napper. He's a napper. And I swear, the way I determine who I want to be a president, there's a few things I look at. First and foremost, it's whether or not they have a backbone. And I know for a fact this guy does not. Okay. Secondly, I look at how they communicate. Now, Trump is not the best communicator because of the things he says, and he's definitely inflammatory. However, imagine if you took 15 million, let's not say 1,000, 15 million shots across the bow on a daily basis from mainstream media, from everybody on Twitter, from everybody on every social media platform with just straight up hatred and we hope you die, all this crazy stuff. Imagine if you dealt with that on a daily basis. How would you be able to maintain, first of all, and what would you do? Would you find a way to never respond to anybody and take the high road always? Or do you think every once in a while you may just kind of snap back at someone and be like, are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? I don't even get paid for this. Like, what would you do? Because I got trolled once here on this show, and I'll tell you, it's an experience when someone's hitting you with falsehoods and they're being a jerk, and you have to either protect yourself and fight back, or you just ignore it. It's hard to just ignore someone being a jerk when they're obviously not being factual either. It's hard. I don't mind someone being a jerk if they're factual. Okay, look, I'm wrong. You're being a jerk to me, but you have a right to, because you're right. I don't want falsehoods put out there and then no one is backing them up. That's why we have mods. That's why you have a great mod team, because you need someone in there that knows what the show is about. And Wages had a great idea the other day. He's like, look, because you're not just doing like what we're doing right now. It is music. It is face swaps. There's a lot of stuff that this show, moves into so many different areas on a daily basis that you can't just say the show is one thing, because it's definitely not one thing. So the idea that while I'm doing this and someone's like, well, what the hell? I don't want to hear some guy talking about politics. Hey, well, you know what? Check out a song. Because Mark also plays like it's a third music, it's a third real talk, and it's a third comedy. But even the music gets into comedy, and even the real talk gets into comedy. I mean, the whole thing is about feeling great. That's all it is. I want you guys to understand that. There's so much negativity out there, but we could feel great here at least. And even now, when I feel so much uncertainty about what comes next with our country, what comes next for my real estate business. Ooh, let's see. George has a real estate question for me. I love it. Let's see. George, we're going to play episode 4. Is episode 4, George, the one you love? Is that the one that has the whole thing about the million billion, where he says like a million billion? That one kills me every time. George said, Mark, I have a real estate question. Can a house be sold if it